What's going on, everyone? As always, place your cross on first. You never know what you may run into. You never know what may happen. Today I had a little fender builder. Wow. But God made me through that too. I learned something at that thing. But it's okay. I'm okay. It wasn't no bad thing. Just a little scrape, a little scratch. But anyway, as always, still put your cross on first. Don't let nothing, no hiccups or nothing that happens in your life distract you from who you serve. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. When I was saying the Lord's Prayer right there, the first thing that came to my mind is, when you pray, God makes a way. Does that mean the way you want? The way you expect? No, he just makes a way. Think about it. All your prayers that you pray. I'm talking about all them Christians and believers, the true believers out there. Like, how many times things worked out exactly how you envisioned it? Like, all the pieces came together exactly how you saw them come together. Never. That never happens. Because God doesn't make you psychic for your own destiny. He make you trust in Him. When you pray, God makes a way. Let Him make a way however He sees fit. I didn't realize something about prayer life. And I've opened and shut doors. When God's trying to make a final say-so and a final decision in your life, to help you realize some things, He might keep some doors open to show you some things. Then close them a little while, open this other door, show you little things on this side, and then let you see. Give you the discernment. Be like, hey, pay attention now. What am I showing you? What am I showing you? You see, God is trying to help your prayer life line up with what He wants for you. And He'll show you little bits and pieces all the time on exactly how He wants you to go, where He wants you to go, when He wants you to go, why He wants you to go. All these things, them doors will open. I can tell you things in the past months that don't make no sense to me, but make sense. And I'm like, what? This don't make no sense. But it makes sense. Because God knows your heart. God knows what you yearn for. He knows what's best for you in regards to what you yearn for. Your eyes might be in this direction. For looking at, let's take a job for example. Your focus is on this one job right here. That's where your focus is. You ain't working right now. Let's say you ain't working. But this is where you focus at. You want this job so much. Other jobs coming in your lap, but you're like, no, this is the one I want. And them doors just keep closing for that job. What you do? You got to go with the flow. You got to take that one that's open. You understand? It is what it is. Never in a million years I thought I'd be working for a moving company. I was a network administrator in the military. And I tell people that, I've told people who are on the job, like, why are you doing this? I really don't know. This is where I wound up. You understand? But now that I'm here, I see why I wound up here. Like, I done worked at a lot of places that didn't see my value. I done been in a lot of relationships that didn't see my value. You understand? And this thing is, it's not like I'm the shit. I had to say it there. I'm not the shit. I'm just a regular human being. But you'll be in a situation where you see that people didn't see your value. Like, they didn't see what you was capable of. I remember when the guy told me years ago for the movie company I was working for, Covan. And he was like, if you think moving is for you, you need to find another profession. Guess how many years that was ago? 5 years ago. That was 5 years ago, and I'm still in the movie industry. Still there. Still kicking it, still strong, still going. Glory be to God. But people are trying to discourage you from your destiny. Anyway, she said, why are you preaching? Why are you doing this? I'm sure you get it all the time. Why are you doing that? But let's go back to what I was saying. When you pray, God makes a way. I'm going to tell you when I lost that job. Like, when I left that job, I didn't lose it. I left that job. And I remember that it was around May. Like I said, things happen crazy around my birthday time. I don't know why, I just do. Something's going to happen. Good or bad. Something's going to happen around my birthday. It never fails. You understand? I'm glad I made it through another month of May. Glory be to God. You understand? But around this time period, I was working at this company and I was working real hard. I was working till like my check was fat. I'm talking about I'm making enough. I'm doing well off, but I'm getting off work at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Monday through Friday and sometimes Saturday. And I don't do weekends. I don't like weekends. I'm just being real. I'm not a weekend worker. I'm not a weekend warrior. Monday through Friday, that's what you're going to get from me. Every blue moon, I work on a Saturday or Sunday. But I'm working. I'm doing everything. I'm doing extra. I'm busting my tail. I'm trying. And for him to tell me that one time, I was like, it kind of hurt my feelings. You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, obviously he don't appreciate my work ethic. You understand? Through his words and through his actions. He don't appreciate my work ethic. So, but I didn't quit right then. I let it go. I said, I'm going to keep working here, man. I am trying to encourage other people. We got a new boss. Hey, stay working here, man. Then everybody else started dropping like flies. I'm like, God, they just started not getting fired, quit, going find another. It's like they were seeing things in regards to this boss that I've tried my best to be optimistic and overlook a lot of things. I'm like, no, I'm going to hang in there. But he just started, now the attacks started coming at me. You know what I'm saying? So I requested a day off at a certain time. He was like, come in, and then tomorrow I'm going to send you on a light job. I was like, okay. So I worked till like, on my birthday, I worked till like 11:30 at night. So I come in the next day. I look at the job board. I'm on the biggest job there. I'm like, man, Lord have mercy. So I went outside and I was sitting on the dock. I was crying. I'm like literally crying, praying. Like tears coming down my eyes, praying. Like, Lord, hey. So I went in there. We had a morning meeting. We just happened to have a morning meeting today. And he was saying some things, and the things he was saying, it was like my spirit was just, hey. He's like, I know some of y'all feel like y'all overworked. Well, before I knew it, it's true. Some of us are overworked. Some of us are being sent on every major job, while some people, because you think their work ethic is not strong enough, you keep sending them on a little small weighted jobs and this and that, you know. But you know, from my concept, you'll never teach a person anything like if you keep babysitting them. If you keep babying them, how would they ever be prepared to do the big jobs that the people who do the big jobs do? So it's like, well, if you don't appreciate it, you can leave. I'm like, you know what? That's exactly what I'm gonna do. And I walked out that door, and he said something smart. He's like, bring y'all shirts back. First of all, I got about 40 of them shirts. You know what I'm saying? But I came back up there with about 12 shirts, and I gave them to him, and I said my goodbyes to everybody. You know, because I like the people I work for. I just didn't like the person that I work for. You understand? And you get in them modes. You know, but I prayed and God made a way. But long story short, before that happened, like probably about 2 weeks earlier, I was talking, my old boss who I started moving in the moving industry with, he called me and I was like, so what's going on, man? He's like, I'm up here eating at this place up here. You feel like coming up here? I'm like, yeah, I come up there, you know what I'm saying? But I remember when I left the job, left working with him years ago, the first thing he told me, he said, I called him, I said, hey, I'm gonna leave here and go work for this moving company. He's like, well, that's cool, I'm happy for you. He's like, learn all you can. That's what he told me. That's what's his instruction. So I come back, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, I can't pay you what they're paying you. I said, it's okay. I was like, it's not about the money. That's my exact words. I said, it's not about the money. I'm gonna work somewhere where I'm appreciated. You understand? That's it. I wasn't even studying the money right then. So I started from one position and worked my way up to another position. And then I started seeing that they see my value. I'm not saying I don't have spots and spells with this boss man, and we have our little words every once in a while, but through their actions, they see the value. And I've been here 5 years. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, I was praying and praying, you know, and I didn't understand why I'm in the moving industry. And I still kind of don't understand now. I'm still there. My passion is making music. You know, that's what I really want to do. But it's like, even right now, I can write music, but it's like, not yet. I can pray on it constantly. Not yet. But the thing is, like I said, when God opened and shut doors when you pray for a reason, is to lead you in the right way. You know, and the thing is, when I had left this other job, I was staying in a hotel room and I was going to pick my kids up for the summer. And I quit a job. I walked out of a job. Glory be to God, I had 401k saved up, but that 401k was dwindling. And not only, right after that, I got kicked out of a hotel. Got kicked out of a hotel. Couldn't stay there no more with my kids. And my kids telling me, what we gonna do? I'm like, Lord Jesus, God's gonna make a way. God's gonna make a way. I know He is. Found myself in another hotel. Had to move from there. Kids asked me again, what's gonna happen? God's gonna make a way. Pray some more. Go to another hotel room. Wow. I'm working at this other job, but the work is not picking up fast. You know, I'm like, damn, I just left this job where I was making this much money and I was working and I had enough money to provide for my kids, and I left it right now. I left it out of all the times I left right now. And then the job I'm working at right now only let me work like 2 or 3 days a week. And I'm like, wow, man. Like I had to start all the way over. You know. And then went to the last hotel. I couldn't make enough money that week. My boss said, he said, I would have paid you to pay for a hotel room. I said, I don't know, I didn't want to ask you. But I called one of my nieces. He said, you and your kids can stay with me. And I kept my kids for the whole summer, and then school started. I ended up putting my kids in school. God looked out for me. None of it made sense. You know, I've been in a few houses and everything without my kids, been doing good without my kids, but as soon as I get them, everything break loose. But the whole time I was praying and praying and praying and praying and praying. And God always made a way. I didn't understand the ways. I didn't understand the path. But even every path I learned something. I was taught something. And I even go back to the moving industry. I never wanted to drive trucks for real, but a job opened when I was, years ago, a job opened for me to do deliveries from one warehouse to another. And that's when I started driving. Then I worked for a moving company. And then as I worked for the moving company, when I worked for the other job, I was learning how to drive forklifts and do all these things, and it never made sense. And then all of a sudden, I'm in the moving industry. What I'm going to tell you is God preps you for what He wants you to do. A lot of things that don't make sense in your life are going to make sense. Not when you think it's going to make sense, but it's going to make sense whenever all the pieces start falling into place, slowly but surely. And the thing is, that doesn't mean He's going to keep you there. Take Joseph. I'm sure Joseph was a praying man. I'm sure when he got in Pharaoh's house or Potiphar's house, he was like, hey, I got it made. I'm finally back. I went from slave to working with the Potiphar and him taking a liking to me. Yeah. All of a sudden, all hell break loose. Went from the big house to the big house. See, does God's path ever make sense? When you pray, does things ever make sense like this? Like, I'm sure Joseph never thought. He had a vision of his life years before that his brothers were going to bow down to him, and took years to get to there. Years, months to get to where he was. You know, but just keep that in mind, man. When you pray, God makes a way. Not the way you expect. God knows what's best for you when you think it's not best. I'm like, moving industry, lifting heavy furniture. Wow. God done blessed me so much that I done filled up 2 houses so far, and working on filling up another one without having to purchase no furniture by my own hands. Ain't that amazing? And I'm not doing this to gloat. I'm saying when God looks out for you, He looks out for you. He does. He makes sure you can pay everything you got to pay. Everything you can do what you're supposed to do. And have a little fun time at it. You understand? Within His guidelines. You know, people, I'm not trying to tell you that everything's going to work out smooth for you. You know, your life is going to be rocky until you get to where you're supposed to be. You know, and you got to think about it. It's not always about you. Sometimes God puts you in places to bring others. You know, like years later, when after that Boston told me I should leave the moving industry. Years later, probably last year sometime, You know, God has sustained me and allowed me to work through COVID-19 and all this. But last year was the year of job offers. I'm just being real with you. I don't tell too many people this though, but it's the truth. I deliver dinner equipment to a dinner for a dinner company. They done tried to hire me 3 times. But I was like, something like, no, we got the benefits. We got the package deal. We got this. We got that. We got a company vehicle. We got all this. You'll be staying in Panama City. I'm like, I pray and pray and pray. God will make a way. Stay. Stay. Yeah, stay. Stay where you are. All right, I stay where I am. You understand? A little time after that, I get a call from the same job I quit that they said I'm not valued there, from the new warehouse manager. Long story short, the boss that was working there, he got fired. They fired him. But this years later, somehow my name pop up. The new manager called me. He was like, "Hey Houston, I heard I got your name from so and so." One of the bosses that were over my boss at the time. "We want you to come back over here. You can be the warehouse manager." I said, "Let me think about it." I'm like, I'm doing good where I'm at. You understand? I was thinking about that. I'm like, man, this could be the opportunity. Because I envisioned myself running that warehouse. Then I thought about all the stuff I had to deal with there. And all this and that. And I prayed and prayed and I prayed and prayed and God made a way. Stay. Does it make sense? No. Best opportunity ever. 2 opportunities. Most people are like, you're a fool. But I just seen people leave the job where I'm at and, you know, start doing something else and it just don't work out and they end up coming back. You know, sometimes you can get in a rush to rise to a different destination, to a different purpose in your life. You can get in a rush and be like, hey, that's more money. That's more this. You know why a lot of people leave their husbands and their wives? Because somebody come through at your lowest point when you're arguing and you're fighting and all hell is breaking loose. And you're like, this gotta be God. God see what I'm going through. And then he sent this other person, this other man or this other woman, whatever the case may be, into your life. Make you turn on the person you with. Then you leave from with them. You know why you left from with them, right? Because you're praying according to your situation and you're looking at things from a different perspective than what you should be looking at it from. And guess what? Things just don't turn out how you expected. I just seen a lot of people leave their significant others looking for the greener grass, and it don't work out, but they got to stick with it. Now they're stuck. Because one thing about it, God is not going to leave if somebody's waiting for you forever. God has a purpose. He'll give you a time frame to try to mend things, but then he was like, you know what? Move on, move forward. I got you. It might not go as fast as you want. God is a God of 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th chances all the time. That's what he does. He gives you chances to keep doing and keep going. But you know what? Hey, I ain't finished it. Let me pause for a second. I got to fix a few things and then I'm going to get back at it.